Hello, my name is Marcus, and welcome to my channel. 6 years I've been doing YouTube, 30 years. The Super Mario Brothers video game franchise has been my favorite video game of all time. The mainline Mario games have always had such a quintessential part of my life. They have given me so much joy and perspective in my life. It's finally time that I give you my top 10 mainline Super Mario games of all time. These are just main Mario games. No Mario Kart, no Mario Party, no Paper Mario, nothing like that. Just either the main story 2D side scrollers or the 3D side scrollers. Let's get right to it.
Oh, it's a me, Super Mario, Super Marcus. Mamma mia, he's number one. See you in the games.
Number 10, Super Mario Sunshine. Yes, I am fully aware when it comes to 3D Mario games, this is the one that's kind of looked at as the least popular. But I tell you what, man, when it comes to Nintendo GameCube games, it's still easily one of the top 5 GameCube games of all time. And I personally love this game. To be honest, it was probably one of the most difficult 3D Mario games to 100% as well. With the inclusion of Flood, the water pack, and you being able to shoot up rockets and run turbo fast like Sonic. All of the intricate details added into this game for the GameCube definitely made it one of my favorite titles for the entire system. It was so much fun. Each 3D Mario game gives us a brand new mechanic that kind of revitalizes the Mario formula. And Flood is definitely one of my favorites to ever exist in a Mario game. The ability to shoot water at your enemies was so much fun. This was also the only Mario game to give Bowser a voice as well. Actually, a speaking voice. We really didn't hear Bowser talk again until the Super Mario Brothers movie, at least forming complete sentences instead of just roaring and grunting. This game is also the first appearance of Bowser Jr., who was pretending to be Shadow Mario to frame Mario that he destroyed Al Delfino. And then, of course, you know the story. You had to take control of Mario and clean it up. Such a fun game, man. Such a fun game. And that's why it takes our number 10 spot. Number 9, New Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo DS. This was the Mario game that brought the 2D franchise kind of back into the limelight. It had been like 10, almost 15 years since the last one, Super Mario World, to come out on a major Nintendo platform. We were still seeing side-scrolling Mario games on the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, but this was kind of the first one to be brought back into the main line of 3D Mario games, kind of incorporating the 3D Mario and the 2D Mario together. So that's why I found this one really cool. This spot could have easily went to New Super Mario Brothers 2 or New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii or New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii U, but I wanted to put the first one in to kind of start this sub-sided series of games for the Super Mario franchise. Super fun. It kind of introduced us to the tiny mushroom, the ice flower, the penguin suit, the acorn suit. So definitely, and it was kind of the first Mario game that I played on a handheld that didn't just feel like kind of a whitewashed version of a Mario game. There was, while you're playing it, you're like, this is fun, but I wish it was on a console. This was kind of the first one. Even though it was on the DS, I still felt like I was playing a mainline Mario title. And that's why it takes our number 9 spot. Number 8, the original Super Mario Brothers. Yep, this is the one that started it all for me. This was my introduction to the Super Mario franchise. It was like 1992. My dad brought home the Nintendo Entertainment System, and that Super Mario Brothers put it into the system. He was like, hey, try this. What's hilarious is 1992, I was a 4-year-old boy, but that's actually during the heyday of the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo era. But you would have thought that Nintendo Entertainment System was a brand new foray into a different life when I got that NES controller in my hands. And it was that singular moment that impacted my life forever for the next 30 years. And I'm so happy. You have to add the original to a Super Mario top 10 list if you were to ever to make one of these, man. This is where it started. This is where the passion began. Was the first video game that I was able to complete on my own. It took me almost a full year. I feel like I was about 5 or 6 when I finally, saved Princess Toadstool. Of course, she's Peach now, but back then she was Princess Toadstool, saving her from King Koopa. That's right, man. It just taught us about platforming. We got to get the super mushroom, the fire flower, all those water levels, the sky levels, everything core Mario was introduced here, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. And that is exactly why it takes our number 8 spot. Number 7, Super Mario World, the flagship title of the Super Nintendo. Oh man, such a fun time, such a innocent, fun time in my life, man. What's funny is I did not play this game on Super Nintendo because I did not have a Super Nintendo. I didn't play this game until the remake for the Game Boy Advance came out. Yeah, that's right, man. How about that? But still, I feel like I got the full experience with my Game Boy Advance playing this game on my way to school and getting out of school and playing it in the car, playing it on road trips. Yeah, man, I feel like I definitely got the full Super Mario World experience. And this was our introduction to Mario's best pal, Yoshi. So that changed the course of Mario history forever. So you got to be grateful for that. And you always got to appreciate the games that introduced us to these core characters that we have known for 25, 30 plus years, man. So definitely got to appreciate that. Also introduced us to Super Mario with the yellow cape. So that's sweet. I was kind of sad that Super Mario didn't make an appearance in the movie. I know that's completely random, but it kind of turned Mario into a superhero. It was kind of the time when Spider-Man and Batman and Superman were coming back into relevance in the comic book scene. So, why not make Mario a superhero as well? And then, of course, we still have our classics like the Fire Flower and the Super Mushroom, so on and so forth. So it was just an overall core, this magnificent Mario title to helm the Super Nintendo into the stratosphere of greatness. And that is why it takes the number 7 spot. Number 6, Super Mario 3D World. The only Mario title that I have completely 100%ed 5 different times with 5 different characters. Yeah, so you can play with Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and Rosalina, Secrets people. But man, I absolutely loved this game. Loved it so much that I played through it 5 times. What can I say? It introduces the double cherry, the cat suit. So much fun, man. So intuitive. And then it kind of incorporates a 3D element from the 3D Mario games and a 2D element, kind of like an over top view 2D element. It revamps the system in a cool way. Kind of sad that we've never seen a sequel to this style of Mario game. A few people I know were not really a fan of it. They either like the straight 2D Mario or the straight 3D Mario, but I like that this was their chance to try to incorporate the two together, and it was so much fun. And then was re-released for Switch. We also got Bowser's Fury, and then that added a whole nother element to this game as well. I put a lot of time into Bowser's Fury, 100%ing that as well. It's kind of the same basic core elements of Mario 3D World, but it kind of puts it into a full 3D space though, instead of that switching back and forth between the 3D space and the 2D space. And you get to play with Bowser Jr. as well. He's kind of your companion in this little adventure to save Bowser. So such a fun game, man. And it was an easy selection to incorporate it into the number 6 spot. And to top it off, the most important aspect of this Mario game is the first one in the 3D Mario games where you can play with 3 other people at the same time. Number 5, Super Mario Bros. 3 for the original Nintendo Entertainment System. This is the one, man. In my opinion, this is the quintessential 2D Mario title. It's kind of like Super Mario Brothers, the original, kind of started the passion. And then Super Mario Brothers 3 was that title that kind of solidified my status as a Mario fan for life. I think I was about 5 or 6 when I put that NES cartridge into the system. The first time I put on that Tanuki suit and that raccoon suit and had Mario floating around the screen. We had never gotten that before up until that point. Able to go up into the clouds and collect the coins, stomp on the Goombas and the Koopas. Being able to fly as Mario was just introduced a whole new element to the Mario experience, and I am forever grateful for that. It changed things. It gave a major upgrade to the core Mario experience foundation that we had become accustomed to, even added to the point to where every future Mario title afterwards, you almost have to have some sort of a flying suit, or it wouldn't even really even feel like a Mario game. I think it's only like maybe 1, 2 Mario games that didn't have a specific flying suit that had kind of the same core foundation as the Tanuki suit. Yeah, man, it's this is the quintessential. If it was just a list of 2D Mario games, this would definitely be my number one for sure. So keep that in mind. I love this game, and this was definitely the one that pushed me to become a Mario fan for 30 years. That's why it easily takes the number 5 spot. Number 4, Super Mario Galaxy 2. I love this game so much. This is quintessentially easily, not only is this one of the best Mario games I've ever played, this is one of the best video games, period, I've ever played within my 35 years of life. Easily one of the top 10 video games I've ever played of all time. It has every aspect of a Mario game you could come to expect. The continuation of the orchestra made music from the first one. The story of Rosalina, while not as prevalent as it was in the original title, still you get the cool aspects of the Galaxy characters, the star bits. You get the gravity aspect of the Mario game as well, with the Wiimote being able to grab Mario as he's floating through space, shoot him through stars, the power-ups, and you get Yoshi. It's literally just a fundamental upgrade from the original title. We got Rock Mario, Fire Mario, Ice Mario, Bee Mario, Spring Mario, Flying Mario. So freaking good. To shoot the star bits, such a fun experience, man. Like I said, I really don't have anything negative to say about this game at all. Honestly, I really haven't had anything negative to say about any of the titles. I know that this one kind of gets harped on for its lack of story, or kind of just like a retelling of the original game, but I don't care. I had so much fun playing this game, and then just the replayability as well. Once you complete the title, you get to replay and collect the green stars as Luigi. Also, let's not forget that this title has easily one of the best final Bowser battles of all time. I'll put that up with any Bowser battle in Mario history. And that is why this easily takes the number 4 spot in the greatest Mario games of all time. Number 3, Super Mario Odyssey. Where do I even begin here? Oh, I know. Let's start with the capping mechanics. Oh my gosh. The capping mechanics takes the Mario platforming style that we've known for decades and flips it over top of its head, rotates it, spins it around, does a 360, and just lets us recreate the Mario jumping patterns in ways that we didn't even know that were possible. I have literally progressed along entire world maps just throwing the cap, flipping over top of it, grabbing it, throwing the cap again, flipping over top of it, just flying in midair, just using Cappy. I know it's a little bit glitchy, but dude, it is so freaking fun. Let's talk about the music. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you would know that I covered Jump Up Superstar in a video on the channel. I'll link that in the description below. I love this game that much. Let's talk about the capping mechanics further of being able to take over enemies. You can take over Goombas, you can take over Koopas, you can take over whatever enemy or classic enemy you've ever wanted to control in a Mario game. You can do it here to collect those moons. So many moons. The majority of the Mario 3D games have 120 stars. Super Mario Odyssey takes that aspect and just destroys it. It's 999 moons in Super Mario Odyssey. Good luck collecting them all. I did. Did you? It took forever. It took about 65, 70 hours. But man, I enjoyed every single second of it. It was difficult too. No, I'm not even talking about the game. I'm just giving you my own full personal experience. I bet you're wondering why this is not my favorite Mario game of all time. Because I'm old. That's why. It's literally the only reason why. I already had loved Mario before I started this game. So there was nothing that Super Mario Odyssey was going to do to progress that love forward. It just solidified and helped me to understand that I'm not wrong in my feelings and my understanding of why I have always loved this franchise so passionately. Another note to mention in Super Mario Odyssey is the costume customization. Oh my God. You can make Mario Metal Mario. You can make him Zombie Mario. You can put him in a Knight's outfit. You can put him in a swimming outfit. You can put him in his Super Mario Sunshine outfit. You can put him in his Super Mario 64 outfit, his 8-bit outfit. So many options. The quintessential Mario game. Oh, so freaking good, man. And that is why this easily takes the number 3 spot on the list.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Number 2, Super Mario 64. The year is 1996. Christmas. The Nintendo 64 had just came out. I knew exactly what I wanted from Santa Claus. I begged my mom and my dad. I only want one thing for Christmas. I want a Nintendo 64, and I want Super Mario 64. That's all I want. That's all I need. Woke up that Christmas morning and Santa Claus did not disappoint people. Opened up that box when me and my older brother plugged in that Nintendo 64. He got Madden and GoldenEye. I got Super Mario and Mario Kart. It was about 15 hours later of Mario that I think I was at like 25 something stars, and I couldn't stop. Whenever waking moment that I got to play Super Mario 64, I literally played it all day and night, and I did not stop until I was talking to Yoshi on top of Princess Peach's castle. I had completed my adventure, and I was a changed boy. I knew from that moment forward that, Mario was my favorite video game of all time. At the time, it was kind of switching back and forth between that and Sonic the Hedgehog. But Super Mario 64 for me was the quintessential, this is number 1. And I don't think anything is ever going to change that. It had everything that you could expect. It was so revolutionary. I had never experienced anything like that ever. None of us had. 1996 was that first year that they had turned that 3D realm space into a platformer that was actually so much fun that it was just unbelievable for its time. I know it's probably for the kids that was born after the year 2000, you're still in your 20s, you really don't get how much of an impact it was back then. I mean, of course, it's nothing today. I mean, that's every game. But back then, man, being able to have that full 3D landscape and being able to do stuff is just, you can't even describe it, truly. And that's why it easily takes the number 2 spot on the greatest Mario games of all time. Oh, P.S. Who all got a blister on their palm of their hand rotating that analog stick to swing Bowser around? It's a rite of passage. If you didn't know, gotta love it, man. Honorable mention, Super Mario Maker. Yeah, man, if you're creating a top 10 Mario list, there's no way you can't at least mention Super Mario Maker. It was so groundbreaking for its time of release. In my opinion, not quite good enough or revolutionary enough to make the top 10, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because there's so many outstanding Mario titles. It's just that this one was just so revolutionary in its crafting abilities to create your own levels. We had seen games like this before, but there's just something special about this one that just really made it stand out from its peers. And that's why I had to at least mention it. You were able to create levels based off of the Mario worlds from the original Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, and the new Super Mario Brothers as well. I believe also a Super Mario World too. So it brought in so many capabilities to create your own Mario levels, and I got lost hours playing through everyone's created levels and so on and so forth. It was so much fun, man. So, okay, so before we get to our top number one Mario game of all time, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can follow me at youtube.com/SmartJakks79. Go ahead and hit that like button for me too, man. I would really appreciate that for everybody for making it all the way through this video. The recognition and the gratitude is astounding. And go ahead, if you wouldn't mind, I also have a Patreon, you can support me on there as well. I'll leave that link in the description. All right, my friends, without further ado, let's take a look at our top Mario game of all time. Number one, Super Mario Galaxy. Why did this Mario title take my number one spot? For a few simple reasons. Number one, the music. The orchestra music that hits you as soon as you turn the game on. I feel like this is the first game that I had ever had a real serious orchestra laid out music for a cartoony game such as Mario. It made it feel real. It made it feel serious. It made it feel like saving Princess Peach was the most important thing I was doing in my life at the time. It just made me feel, it integrated me into the adventure like no other Mario game had done before it. I felt important. I felt like I was Mario himself. That music and that just the incorporation of the gravity system, you know, learning about Rosalina and her story, was abandoned as a child, and how the stars adopted her and that she ended up becoming their queen. It was the first Mario game where it just gave you the feels. It gave you the feels of like, this, what I'm doing right now is important. I need to do this. I need to gather up the stars and the star bits to be able to gather the power to be able to save Peach and defeat Bowser. This is everything right now. Nothing else in life matters. So serious, man. I'm so thankful for this game. I can honestly say it changed my life. I'm thankful for this entire list. I'm thankful for the entire Super Mario franchise within itself. I can honestly say it that these series of games have made me a better person. Truly. I know it's kind of weird to say that about a video game, man, but, you know, I would be lying if I didn't admit that. So, if you made it all the way through the video, I thank you. If you disagree with any of my choices, if you have your own specific Super Mario list, feel free to post it in the comments below. I would love to have a discussion about it. Let's argue, man. Do you think I'm crazy in my list, or do you think I got it spot on? Remember, this is on my own personal opinion. There's no bias in anything. These are just the Mario games that I truly loved, and they had a substantial impact on my life. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate y'all. Like I said, you can follow me at youtube.com/SmartJakks79. I am also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, my friends, I will see you guys on the next one, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye.